Rupp, Mickey Rupp actually started his business in the 50s, I believe, and he raced karts locally. He was a young guy, probably just out of high school, and the way the story goes that that winter he was going to make himself a kart. Him and his father made the original pipe bender. It was basically just a stand with a round disc on top and holes where you could put the different pieces to where you put the tubing in and bend. They bent it by hand. So supposedly before the winter set in, from the guys he raced with, he got orders for like 5 or 6 more karts. Would you make me a kart? Would you make me a kart? So over the winter he made something like 5 or 6 karts, one for him and his friends. And that's how it just skyrocketed. Everyone wanted a Rupp kart, because Mickey Rupp was winning races. And I understand last year, which would be 2011, Mickey Rupp was at the vintage kart races at Dismore's track in Illinois, just to watch the progression. Now he went from go-karts competition, then into fun karts, then into mini bikes, then into motorcycles, and then he made motorcycles. And then somewhere in around 70, he was on the stock market. He was the only company on the stock market. And then all of a sudden, around 74, he just had it all. And the way the article was written, he just took his $14 million and walked out the door and says, "You can have it." And there was so much inventory. I mean, he owned everything. Everything was paid for. He didn't go bankrupt. He just walked out the door and left it to the next person who wanted it. And who bought it was Mr. Gasket. Bought the entire lock, stock, and barrel. The building and all the inventory. There was so much inventory, they didn't make anything anymore, but just ran the business from the inventory for 2 solid years, selling the parts.
Wow. Now, speaking of selling karts, I know you sold a couple karts to Mario Andretti for his kids.
I sold him his first new kart in 1972 Margate.
Okay.
He had a used kart. I didn't get him involved in karting. His first used kart came from Jack's kart shop, Jack Sigafus, who's no longer with us. He actually died at a very young age at his daughter's wedding reception on the floor. He collapsed of a heart attack and died. He was probably only in his 40s at the time. But he was in Phillipsburg, New Jersey, and he sold Mario a used kart that Michael ran at Rickrow. They got to know us because we went to Rickrow every week. And being we got to know we sell karts, this at so-and-so. He ordered a new kart, but it had to be Viceroy white because he was running for Viceroy. And it had to have the Viceroy stripes on it, which was no big deal. So when I called the order into Margate, well, it was a $50. If you changed the color, it was $50 extra. But I convinced Margate this is for Mario Andretti's son. And they said, okay, being it was for Mario Andretti, we'll paint it for nothing. I had another customer who was going to college for commercial art. He brought home stickers and stuff, or that he could make up the number. Had to be just like Mario's number, and then strike. He did all that work for us for nothing. And we, brought it to the track with us. I never thinking of it. There was no. I don't think there was copy machines back then. I should have taken a copy of the check.
Yeah.
But I don't think there was copy machines back in the 70s.
Now, there was one other celebrity you crossed paths with and had a sale with. I want you to tell that one last story.
Margate. That was okay. That was
what year would that be?
1970, and I ordered 6 new Margate karts. These were brand new new models. They were a cheetah. It was from prior to that. They had the new breed. I wanted new carts, and I ordered 6. Convinced them I wanted them yellow because it was the yellow was only Team Margay. Could be painted yellow. So I convinced them because we were running for Margay. Not, I guess officially, I was a distributor. They painted the 6 carts yellow for me with the cheetah polka dots upholstery on it. The person it was a landscaping company who handled Elvis Presley's toys, his motorcycles, and all his paraphernalia in Nashville. They wanted carts, and they had to have them right away. And they called Margay. Margay said they didn't have any, but they just sent Custom Cart Shop in New Jersey 6 of them, and give him a call and see if he'll sell you the ones that are en route to him. So he did. I don't remember the gentleman's name. And we made a deal, list at so-and-so. And I told him, I says, I'll sell you the carts. And when I send you the invoice, I'll include decals in there. And you put them on the front of the carts. And that was the deal. So when the carts arrived to me, I had the labels made up. I just slapped them over the top of the labels that were already on there. The carts never came off the truck. Gave the guy the bill of lading. He signed it, and they went to Nashville, and they went to Elvis Presley. And Elvis was driving, I guess one of mine at one time, because he used to rent. There was an amusement park in Nashville. We raced there in '74. They had the IKF Grand Nationals there in '74. And Elvis used to rent that place, the whole facility, at night. They would, when the park closed, like maybe 9 o'clock at night, Elvis would take it over, his people, and they used a racetrack, and this company would bring all this paraphernalia there, and they would do an entertainment all night long for all his friends that he invited. And it was Memphis International. I don't know if it's amusement park. Well, it was an amusement park, but they didn't call the track an amusement park. In Raceway.
And purportedly, one of the carts is still at Graceland.
Yeah, a customer of mine who had visited the museum. When I told them that they were, they told me that they were there, and I said to them, yeah, there's supposed to be a cart there on display with my decal on the front. They said, yeah, they remember seeing it there with the double oval and everything.
Well, Rich, I want to thank you for taking the time with us here today to reminisce.
Oh, okay.
Your memory is second to none. And we'll pick up with another installment on another day.
Okay. 10-4.
Rich Ludwig from Custom Cart Union.